In the heart of Missouri, 14-year-old Emily Walters found herself in a situation that no one could have prepared her for. A diligent and passionate student, Emily had always been guided by the principles her parents instilled in her: to stand up for what is right and to treat everyone with respect, regardless of their background. But one seemingly ordinary day at school would test her resolve and thrust her into a moral battle she never expected. But hey, before we dive into the story, do yourself a favor and pause the video right now. Go hit that like button and let's see if we can make this video reach 1,000 likes. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to your favorite story channel. Also, make sure to ring the notification bell so you never miss out on the latest and weirdest stories. Trust us, you won't want to miss what's coming your way. Now, sit back, relax, and prepare to be amazed as we take you on an unforgettable ride. Don't forget to engage with us in the comments below. We love hearing from you. Without further ado, let's dive right in. It was a crisp autumn morning when Emily walked into her math class, eager as always. Math was her favorite subject, and Mr. Thompson, her teacher, had always been someone she admired. He was known for his quick wit, engaging lessons, and the way he made complex problems seem simple. Emily respected him, looked up to him, and often thought of him as a mentor. But on that day, something changed. As the class settled in, Mr. Thompson suddenly veered off topic. Instead of diving into equations and formulas, he began discussing a subject that made the room tense with discomfort. It was a discussion laced with inappropriate remarks, something none of the students had ever expected from their well-respected teacher. Emily sat in disbelief, her admiration for Mr. Thompson quickly evaporating as his words grew more offensive.
Biggest kid in 5th grade, and you acting like the smallest one. I wonder what your mom looks like.
The tension in the classroom was palpable. Some students exchanged uneasy glances, while others shifted uncomfortably in their seats. One brave student finally interrupted, warning Mr. Thompson that his comments could cost him his job.
Don't let the size fool you. I will drop you. Yeah, right. You don't know me. That's all I'm telling you. So don't give me no look.
But the teacher, in a display of arrogance, brushed off the warning and continued, convinced of his untouchable authority. Emily's heart pounded in her chest. She couldn't believe what she was hearing from the teacher she had once held in such high regard. Torn between her respect for authority and her sense of justice, Emily hesitated. But as Mr. Thompson's remarks grew even more unacceptable, she knew she had to do something. With trembling hands, she reached for her phone, aware that using it in class was against school rules, and began recording. The rest of the class watched in stunned silence as Mr. Thompson, oblivious to the impact of his words, continued his tirade. Emily kept filming, knowing that she was risking her own standing at the school by breaking the rules, but she felt compelled to document the injustice unfolding before her eyes. She didn't know it then, but that decision would set off a chain of events that would change her life forever.
You think that they would actually believe a student over a teacher?
After class, Mr. Thompson noticed Emily's phone and demanded that she delete the video. He threatened her with suspension, trying to intimidate her into silence. But Emily, emboldened by her conviction, refused. She knew she had captured something important, something that needed to be seen by others. As soon as she left the classroom, she quickly sent the video to her best friend Lindsay for safekeeping.
I thought I did the right thing.
That night, Emily lay in bed, replaying the events of the day in her mind. She knew she would face consequences for using her phone in class, but she believed she had done the right thing. What she didn't expect was the whirlwind that would follow. The next morning, Emily was bombarded with notifications. Her phone buzzed with messages and calls, and as she scrolled through them, her heart sank. The video she had sent to Lindsay had been shared online, and it was spreading like wildfire. Lindsay, deeply offended by Mr. Thompson's remarks, had posted the video on social media without Emily's permission. The post quickly went viral, igniting a firestorm of controversy. Emily's school was thrust into the spotlight as the video circulated through the community and beyond. People were outraged by the teacher's behavior, and the school's administration was inundated with calls demanding action. But instead of addressing the teacher's misconduct, the school's response was to suspend Emily for breaking the no phone rule. News of Emily's suspension only fueled the growing outrage. Many saw the punishment as a blatant attempt to silence a student who had exposed wrongdoing. The community rallied around Emily, praising her courage and condemning the school's decision. Protests were organized, and signs demanding justice for Emily and accountability for Mr. Thompson appeared all over town. At home, Emily struggled with the overwhelming attention. Her parents, initially shocked by the situation, quickly took her side. Her mother, especially, was furious with the school's handling of the incident. She contacted a civil rights attorney, determined to fight the suspension and hold the school accountable for its actions.
You don't speak to children, let alone your students, like that.
Meanwhile, Mr. Thompson, realizing the gravity of the situation, was placed on administrative leave pending an investigation. The school district, facing mounting pressure from the public, began to reassess its initial response. The video had not only exposed Mr. Thompson's inappropriate behavior, but also highlighted the school's failure to protect its students. Emily's case became a national talking point. News outlets picked up the story, and soon, people across the country were weighing in on the issue. While some criticized Emily for breaking school rules, the vast majority supported her, arguing that she had done the right thing by exposing a teacher who had crossed the line.
She thought she was doing a good thing. She's 11 years old. She doesn't know the law.
As the days passed, the pressure on the school district intensified. The protests grew larger, and calls for Mr. Thompson's termination became louder. The school board, realizing the damage the situation was doing to its reputation, called an emergency meeting with Emily, her family, and their attorney. During the meeting, Emily's attorney presented the case for why her suspension was unjust. She argued that while Emily had technically broken a rule, her actions were justified given the circumstances. The video, she pointed out, had uncovered a serious issue that the school should have addressed immediately. Emily's mother, holding back tears, spoke passionately about how proud she was of her daughter for standing up for what was right. Mr. Thompson, attending the meeting, finally expressed remorse for his actions. He admitted that he had let his emotions get the better of him and that his remarks were entirely inappropriate. He apologized to Emily and her classmates, acknowledging the hurt he had caused. The school board listened carefully, and after much deliberation, they made their decision. The board agreed to revoke Emily's suspension, acknowledging that the school had mishandled the situation. They also announced that Mr. Thompson would undergo extensive sensitivity training and would not return to the classroom until he had completed it. Additionally, the school district vowed to revise its policies to better handle such incidents in the future, ensuring that students who report wrongdoing are protected, not punished. The resolution of the case brought a sense of closure to Emily and her family. While the experience had been harrowing, it had also been a powerful lesson in the importance of standing up for what is right, even when it's difficult. Emily returned to school, where she was greeted with applause and support from her peers. She had become a symbol of courage, someone who wasn't afraid to speak out against injustice. In the weeks that followed, the school district implemented new training programs for teachers and staff, emphasizing the importance of creating a safe and inclusive environment for all students. Emily's actions had sparked a broader conversation about racism, accountability, and the role of students in holding their educators to high standards. Though the incident had initially shaken Emily, it ultimately strengthened her resolve. She knew that she had made a difference, not just in her school, but in her community. And while she hoped never to face such a situation again, she was confident that if she did, she would have the courage to do the right thing, no matter the consequences. The story of Emily Walters is a reminder that one voice, no matter how young, can spark change. It's a testament to the power of standing up against injustice and the importance of creating an environment where everyone is treated with respect and dignity.